Scene one. I'm going to add a few parts, including pedestrians and little girls, just to show you some idea of the actual final script that will be produced into a feature film. Sounds of tap dancing into dance steps in the background.
You put new dance moves down?
What's that?
You gonna put new dance moves down?
No, I'm actually doing a little film project of
Oh, I'm
it.
sorry.
Oh, you're alright. Very nice people. I was learning the dance steps on the sidewalk of this area in Chattanooga, Tennessee. The baseline is a military homeless man. Came from Centralia mine fire area where a lot of files were classified. He was in the military, born and raised in this area. He was shipped up to Centralia mine fire in the state of Pennsylvania. Changed their identities, everything, gave them new names, different things like that to protect them from all of the world securities that come in to see how to out in this global problem, just like COVID-19. When he was shipped home here, the identification was 25 years old. Oh no, you're alright.
I don't know.
You're alright. You too, sir. 25 years old in the military. So the name that he left from was 25 years old. A lot of files in that time became archivable, digital, that kind of thing. And his identity, actually, what he was shipped home to, because he was one of the oldest active members of the military on that classified venture to out in the Centralia mine fire. His identity was archived and actually lost. When he was sent home here, the FBI sent him up a file from Georgia and showed the actual name of his birth. And he filed with the state of Tennessee several times to get his birth records and to get birth records, but the digital archives gave him such a hard time about being very specific. You can't just look up a name per se, you have to have all the criteria. So the military men actually became homeless in this area, walking the streets, just, you know, from back and forth, going over to City Hall and going to the military buildings and things like that, you know, taking fingerprint tests down at the police station for identity and things like that, just trying to confirm who he was. So difficult. He lost his life. Not physically and health-wise, but he lost his life. The government lost his life. So, walking all these streets and everything, seeing all the pedestrians walking around and everything, he just noticed all these dance steps and just something to do, waiting time, because every form that he filed and everything he filed in the United States government, they made him wait until they get their information back or dug into the archives to see what was going on. The FBI file that he got back, that took him several months to get that name back, his name back from the FBI in Georgia. So he learned all these dance steps. In the meantime, he had nothing to do. He had no name. They literally told him, listen, just at least go into the DMV center and get a photo ID of the name that you had up there before you even lose that and have no name at all. He's like, you're there the government, you're telling me to get an ID just so I have an identification and a name? They said, yes, do that before you lose all identity. So he contacted Secretary of State and everything, all of them in Washington, D.C., and, wrote them letters and everything, going back and forth to the post office, to the stationery place to get envelopes and stamps and all that, for months. For months. The merengue. And there's many different ones. The cha-cha, the love. There's many different ones here about these steps, and there's a good story about these steps initially. On how they were installed, who installed them, why they installed them. Very, very classy story about that. So, in the meantime, this military soldier learned all the dance steps. Watching people on this. Start the dance step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the woman to the feet. Left, right for the woman. 5, 6. Then you raise your hand. And have to protect yourself with your music and dance. Months of just learning. And over the years, now this is an early morning day, so over the years and months of almost being homeless and at times being homeless, staying in a homeless shelter until you get, some ID that you can actually rent a place, because you cannot even have a place of your own, not even a single room, without an identification. You can't. So a lot of people became homeless that way. This nation really, really had a homeless problem. Pedestrians walking by, saying, excuse me, mister, as they squeeze by and, learning the dance steps. I'm Robert. And at times, traffic and pedestrians, they were 2 and 3 wide. People just constantly walking by. Little girls stopping, asking me, and little girls, when you walk little children, they like that kind of stuff, and they see that kind of stuff, and as soon as they see that stuff, they step into it. Little children, just very curious, and it's really neat to watch large amounts of pedestrians walk these steps and watch how many they look at these steps and actually get interested in. Little children are the first things to step into them. They step into them and then they start trying to walk on them, and then their parents realize what they're doing, so then they actually join in a little bit the whole time, months of this, and it's very interesting. I called a few people to help me write a script. Over the months, I was homeless, nothing better to do. I might as well get some writing material, some pens, down at a stationery store and sit down and write a script. I wrote the whole script. I got 90 pages of it here. 90 pages of it here. To complete the script. And anyway, what actually happened was eventually the homeless dance shelter, saw somebody put a flyer up, a dance competition flyer, on a pedestrian bridge that's right down the street. I entered the dance competition. It took me 3-4 months to prepare for this dance competition, get clothes and everything. I went down to the Goodwill, and got a suit and different clothes to wear for the auditions, and I actually got a dance tight suit, almost like people wear when they learn dancing or when they learn tap dancing. for the dance competition, and I went to a printer, and actually a printer was closing down. So to get rid of some of his ink and stuff, he offered to decal my dance uniform, decal it, and letter it exactly what I wanted for the dance competition. Very neat. So I got it back, done printed, looked beautiful, looked great. I got the printer slip and everything. I went home, I put it on, I was excited as could be. I now have a dance competition entrance, I now have an ID, and I now have a place to live, an apartment actually, after months and months. So I go to this dance competition, and it took, I think it was 3 days long, the dance competition was. I entered the first day, I won. Over everybody there, and they took a group of people with me to go to the second stage. So we all went to the second stage, the second day. I won that with another smaller group of people. The last day we performed dance, and I was sweating, it was hot. I was going to town, and I was definitely doing all the dance moves that I learned. That I learned on this sidewalk, about a mile or two long, that they have several places that these dance steps were in. I ended up winning the competition. What I didn't know was, at this dance competition, there were scouts and agents looking for talent for music industry and dance art industry, also the acting industry. They interviewed me after the dance and realized I'm a homeless veteran with no identification. They helped me tremendously. They put their money down, they put their paperwork down, their lawyers down, and they said, listen, we're gonna get you your life back. And within no time at all, I was on television, not only with this dance competition, that my actually real family saw me and knows me, because my look stayed the same for 30 years, almost. Just a little bit of aging, and not much. That they tried to contact me, well, talent agents put me in movies, in 1 or 2 movies, and hired me and made me a star in a movie. Next thing you know, the names and the credits they wanted to know. They couldn't put me in a star in a movie until they knew my true identity. So they got me all my documentation able to, my new real identification, my new name, my new everything. I went, took my money, I bought a house, bought a vehicle, and my life was saved. If so many people understood how easy it is for a veteran to come over from foreign wars, because when they shipped overseas, they don't have their real home name that they were born with. A lot of them anyway. They realize how important it is that family has a copy of their documentation and their documents when they go into war or into the United States military. Even some United States government agencies, anything to do with an identity change, anything to do with identity. You should have an identity protection program. They were started a couple of years ago, that the government started an identity protection program, and now it's like car insurance. You can get it anywhere. Excellent program. It helps people from going to a homeless state. It helps people from coming back from military and not being able to reunite with their families.
Are you ready for a total body workout, Peloton fam? Just a
No.
30-minute bike boot camp?
Thank you so much. I'm going to dance my way home.
Lunges.
I thank you all for this. I thank you very much for letting me proceed and show you the amount of script that I took to write. I am from Centralia Mindfire. in the state of Pennsylvania, classified and at times top secret entity. My name is Robert Halleck from Pennsylvania. My real name I will not submit to you. I'm also starting a website, www.roberthalleck.com. We're building it right now for acting purposes, for songwriting purposes, and for presence in public use. And we're building it right now. I'm submitting all the information to do so. I thank you so much. I appreciate your time and value. Consider this. The script and the entertainment that I have proposed to you today is clean, is educational, is very valuable, and I would like you to stay in touch with me because all of the written ideas will be of value. Oh, go ahead, you're fine. You're completely fine. You're completely fine. Just do a little dance. I'm criminal free. At my age today, which I'm not even going to value and let you know, I am 100% criminal free. I've never had a criminal background. I've never had a criminal identity of any means. Consider the investment value of this and also future ones, because once I get this project and once I have the connections of everything from script writing, screenplays, agents, modeling, actors and actresses, I'm not going to let them go. I have 25 years of history that I am allowed fully under a classified and at times top secret value, allowed to release the information I'm going to release from the Centralia Mine Fire. I'm not going to expose the government. I'm not going to expose the people's identities. That's all protected up there. But I am going to tell the stories with virtual names, virtual characters, virtual presences, and I'm allowed to. I have permission to do that. I'm going to do that. I have 25 years of history of one-time global historical event that will never happen again. I have 150 plus that I wrote down, titles. Everything from when nature changed the world, because you got to realize the Centralia Mine Fire happened underneath the town like this, where it was a coal fire burning. And when it was burning underneath towns, all the gases came up. Well, it was really killing people. It was really causing problems with the water. It was causing problems with, different ecosystem structures. The global warming, the ozone layer, radon gas detectors, all of that were built because of the Centralia Mine Fire. Every bit of it. And there was trillions of dollars spent over 30 years' time outening it. Hi. You see him looking at the dance steps? I'm sorry, you might have missed that. The children, the first thing they were looking at the dance steps. Not the camera, not me, not talking, not the script. They were looking at the dance steps. I love it. Children are the best thing in this world. You gotta believe that. So our educational value, making filming, is so important to me because of the amount of children's behavior that comes out of it. If you put all nasty horror movies on 100%, you're going to have a horrific child. And that's the truth, and every one of you know it that makes films. We don't want a horrific America. We want a true standing America. Thank you very much, and I hope all of you take this into consideration. I have a YouTube studio site, Robert Halleck, where I have a lot of little short scripts and auditions on there, and I just want to thank every one of you that personally got involved in this and personally help me make it real and dance my way home.